All right, I'm ready. I'm good.
Perfect.
All right, first thing I wanted to ask you, first I wanted to know, how did you get into all this? How did it first start?
Well, I teach classes after school. I'm an instructor after school, and little girl was in my class, and she wasn't getting, she wasn't feeling comfortable in the class because um, it was all boys. I teach kids how to make airplanes, which is usually kind of a boys' club. And she had a My Little Pony backpack, and I figured, I'm going to watch a show. I'll get to talk about it with her. So I ended up watching a whole bunch of episodes. I talked with her a whole bunch, and then once the week was over, I found myself wanting to watch more. So one thing led to another, and I got hooked.
Same thing with me, actually. I can tell you this. My story is pretty interesting. I couldn't believe actually how it started. I just randomly, just one time, I was just watching things on YouTube, so I saw this little video that said My Little Pony Across Girl. So I was like, okay, let's see what this is all about. And the first scene I watched was when Twilight met Pinkie Pie for the first time in the first movie, the Crusher Ghost film, and I was like, oh, this is really cute. I like how everything is. I like the characters. So I was like, no, maybe I'll search into a little more about the show, and then all of a sudden I was so hooked on it. I was like, oh, I want to see more. I want to collect the the figurines. I want to get everything that has to do with this. So I became so addicted with the show so much that that was the only thing I was only thinking about for so many weeks, and then. The funny thing is actually, when I had my job at the bagel store one time, so I kept on spending my money on pony merch. I spent about $500 worth.
Sounds like an adventure.
Oh, it was, but it was worth it. After everything I got, I was like, oh, it was worth everything.
Excellent.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was one thing actually. That's one thing that actually happened to me.
Sounds cool.
And also, how do you get started with Bronies NYC? Actually, I remember seeing you in the old videos, but I wonder how did you begin with it?
Well, I started going to it because I got into the show back in season 2, and I was looking around the internet, and I found BronyCon.
Oh, yeah.
And BronyCon was happening right over in New Jersey, and I was like, I'll go to that. I'll see what that's all about. And I went there, and I had a ridiculously good time. So I had such a fun time there that at the end of it, I got home, and I started looking up to see if there were more things like it. And then I found Bronies NYC, and the first meetup for that group was the July 4th meetup back in 2012. So that's when I joined. And that was my first meetup. We're actually coming close to that right now. July 4th is coming up pretty soon.
Yeah,
so
I actually RSVP'd for that one.
That'll be my third year.
Because I just discovered the meetups actually right after PonyCon, the first convention I went to. I didn't actually know about it first, but when I found out about it, I was surprised actually. I was surprised I didn't know about this before in the first place. I could have joined earlier.
Which PonyCon did you go to?
The one actually in St. Francis College.
Oh, okay. So it was the one just back in February.
Yeah, actually, and apparently that's the school I go to.
Oh, okay.
So the funny thing is actually taking place in my school, which I was surprised actually. I saw it on the website and I couldn't believe it was taking place in my school.
That's pretty cool.
No, it was. That's the first time.
We came straight to you.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was going down there. It was 3 o'clock, I think, or 4 or something. I was just waiting the whole time actually. And the first people I met actually down there for the convention was Keith and Kara.
Nice.
Those are the two of them I met the first time. I went downstairs to see if the convention was going on at the pre-registration. And actually, I couldn't believe how quickly I found people like them when before it was starting.
Sounds good.
Oh, it was actually. I was excited for my first meetup.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask: did you ever go to the BronyCon 2012? The one at the Meadowlands Exposition Center?
Well, I just told you about how that was my first Brony thing that I ever went to, so Yeah, I definitely went to it.
How was that one, actually? I saw the documentary, and I wanted to know how it was with someone else's experience.
Oh, it was spectacular. It was the first Brony thing I ever did. And it was a totally unique experience. It was absolutely amazing. I had such a good time there.
Like, what was going on exactly? Like, I couldn't see everything, because in the documentary it didn't show everything.
Well, it's a big question. A lot of stuff went on.
Yeah.
It was. I sometimes think back to it as the Woodstock of the pony fandom.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty big. It was like 4,000 people.
4,000 people, and that was the first time that happened. And then there was Lauren Faust there, and there was Tara Strong and John Delancey, and it was just like, it was the first time anything that big happened. It was such a huge event that it was very, very surprising to everyone. And now, unfortunately, BronyCon feels very corporate nowadays, but back then it was still very... I don't know. It's a very cool convention. I had a really good time at it.
Yeah, I'm actually going to this one. I'm going to be at BronyCon this year, actually, in Baltimore.
I'm definitely going to be there myself.
Oh, you are? Yeah, because me and my friend Elijah actually are going to be there. We registered for a long time ago. I registered for mine back in 2014, so I had mine for a whole year.
Yeah, I remember they opened up registration the day after the convention, and I just went ahead and bought a ticket to it.
Yeah, I did too, because I was just worried that they would sell out. I didn't want anything to happen.
I don't think they're going to sell out. They had 10,000 people last year, and that convention center can hold a lot more than 10,000.
Like, do you know how many, for example?
I don't know the exact number, but I don't anticipate BronyCon ever getting that big. I feel like we've gotten to the point where it's going to kind of plateau a bit. I'm not expecting many more than 10,000 people being there this year.
Yeah, I was just a little worried because I saw that the other tickets weren't being sold, and I'm just thinking that maybe it won't be that big as it used to be.
No, it'll probably still be just as big. It's just that I don't anticipate much growth, because a convention based around one TV show, just one specific thing, it's kind of hard to have something bigger than 10,000 people. That's true of anything. I mean, you don't really get any bigger conventions until you go to things like, Comic-Con, which is about every single type of comic book thing.
Yeah, I've been there 3 times, and I know how big it is. I can't even walk there.
Anime stuff, and it's just every anime ever made ever. But if you had a convention based around one comic book, you'd have a hard time getting like a super massive crowd at it.
Yeah, I can understand about that.
Audience.
Yeah, because I went to this thing called the in 2012 called the Saw at Sea Cruise. If you know what it is, like the Saw movie franchise. Actually, yeah. So apparently, like, I was able to meet a couple of the stars actually of the film, and that was like only like a one-time thing. And apparently, like throughout every single day, there was like so much just to do with that one film, like all those 7 movies. That, well, I was thinking like, how much more can we do with it?
Right.
No, but it was actually one of the biggest things I've ever gone to.
Sounds awesome.
Oh, because I met some of the actors. I actually met the person who's in charge of all the movie props, which I'm actually good friends with. So yeah.
I like it.
So apparently that was like one of the biggest things for me, actually, and that never happened after that.
Yeah.
No, but I can understand exactly what you meant.
Yeah.
No, so I was going to ask one other thing. Also, what else are you doing today, apparently? Like, I can see you're pretty busy at the moment.
I'm not really busy. I'm just putzing around the internet, doing random stuff.
I mostly do that too.
There is one thing that I got to do later. I have to do a recording for my workplace. I got to do an instructional video type thing, but I have to wait until the sun goes down because all the light disrupts the video camera. It makes it so the contrast is a bit too high. So I'm waiting for the light to go away, and then I'll be able to do that.
Oh, I understand, because I hate that too, because when I'm filming some of my videos for my channel, there's too much light in the background that I can't even see my face sometimes, like so black. I get disappointed about that all the time.
Yeah, so I gotta wait till that goes down before I can do that.
No, and also I don't know if I just watched this video I think it's too late from now. Like I think you did like an old video on 2014 PonyCon.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was like thinking like you actually make OCs.
I do, yeah.
Oh, because I'm actually looking for some to actually help me make one of my own like good ones. Because I'm looking for like someone who can actually just help me like make a really good one the way I want it to be.
I see. Yeah, I'd help people out with that. Also, I'm a vector artist. I do the vectoring stuff.
Yeah, I saw it actually. And was it for last year or this year?
I've been doing it for about 2 years now.
I gotta say, it's pretty good actually. I was surprised of how it really went.
Yeah, it isn't something that stopped. Hold on. Ow, Kitty, no. Ow. There. Opening this up. Here we are. Here's my DeviantArt page.
Alright, on. Let me check that out for a second, huh? Oh wow, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I do.
Oh, you really do it so hard. This is some of the stuff here. I don't think I would ever be able to do. It's pretty complicated.
It's actually a lot simpler than you might think.
Oh, were you the one that actually made Keith's OC?
Well, I've vectored it a couple times, but Keith made Keith's OC.
Yeah, because I was like, I remember I just saw like a picture that looked exactly like it.
Yeah, you might have been looking at one of the ones that I've made. I've made a couple of vectors of his thing.
No, the one I'm talking about is the one that he uses for the meetup group.
Oh, for that. Well, which one does he use for the meetup group? Oh, no, I didn't make that one. That was Daniel who made that one.
Oh, okay, I see. I didn't actually know.
Yeah. Daniel and I are both artists. We both do things for fun and for the convention.
No, if you want to know, actually, this is something that I'm actually starting with. I'm actually trying to make myself my own metal band. And I'm looking for people who actually can play guitar and just that, actually. Just not to play guitar and drums and everything. But to me, I find, like, I don't know if I'm actually, like, going to be able to find anything like that.
Yeah. Still just 4 people RSVP to this. Come on. just I want more.
No, I'm just
I should stop looking at it.
No, I'm just worried that I won't be able to go since, well, it's going to be like my birthday is apparently going to be tomorrow, so I'm just like on the 20th, my party's going to be happening, so I don't know if I'll be able to make it or not.
Yeah, that's fine. Here, Kitty, I want you to sit up on here. Ugh. Hi. She's being really cute. So is there anything else?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, also one other thing I wanted to ask, like when you were how did you know that you were going to become? Did you ever know that you were ever going to become one of the co-directors of the whole Bronies NYC?
Well, that all just kind of happened because actually the first thing I started doing was I started doing the weekly episode screenings. I was always just a participant. I would sometimes volunteer for this or that, but I was just a face in the crowd for the most part. But when season 4 was gearing up, and it looked like season 4 was picking up all the things, and everyone was really excited for it. I was kind of annoyed that there was no screening meetups because I felt like that was kind of an important part of, our group. Wouldn't it make sense that we would want to come together and watch it together?
Yeah, I agree.
It just seemed kind of obvious. So I talked to Alan, one of the people. He isn't really with us anymore, unfortunately, but I talked to him about it, and he fronted me $500 to buy the projector.
Yeah, is that the projector that they're using now? The one that's like that I've been seeing at a couple of the meetups I've gone to?
No, it was the black one.
Oh, okay, I see. I didn't know it, actually. I remember
the black one was the original. The white one we only purchased a little over a month ago. That's the new one, which is 1080p. We got ourselves a nice little upgrade with it. But no, we started out with a little 720p projector, and that's how it all started. I would make the reservations, I would do all the things for it, and I would just schedule the thing every week. In season 4, I only missed one episode, and that was because it was a snowstorm that day. I wasn't able to get down to the city, so the meetup unfortunately had to be canceled. But other than that, we made every single episode thing, and then it came time to what's it called? I started doing movie meetup things between season 4 and 5. And then, again, season 5 started, and then I started doing this. And now with the monthly meetups, I've taken a much bigger role in it because there's a lot more stuff to do. I ended up getting this giant screen. I ended up getting this new projector. I ended up getting all these things, and everyone wanted that to be part of the monthly meets. So then I started putting those together. I started being a much bigger player in the monthly meetups. And that's why I'm a co-org now. It's because I'm running a very large portion of the monthly meets, so it just made sense for me to be a co-org.
Oh, I understand actually, because I never actually knew anything about that. Because I just wanted to say about the projector thing, how were you able to actually get that? Because I was it was it through all the money that we mostly collect, or is it to save up for it?
Well, every week for the weekly screenings, I charge $5 per person, and we end up usually getting a good amount more money from that than the room costs. The room will cost maybe $50, $60, but we'll make $90 to $100 from it. And all of that extra money, I didn't want to make a profit off of this. I didn't want this to be a thing where I would make money. I wanted it to be purely for fun. So I started putting that into what I called the projector fund. And that was throughout season 4. We just pile up the money, and then once I had $500, I was able to give it to Alan, and that paid it off. But now I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, well, now I don't have a projector to pay off, so I could buy anything I want, really. So all the money that I've been making from the meetups has been going toward the new projector, which we have now, and it also went toward the big screen that we have. You saw the giant screen.
Yeah, I did see at the last meetup I went to.
Yeah, that was purchased by the weekly episode screening fund. So all the extra money goes back into the group. So the more people I get, and the more people, and the longer we do it, the more fun stuff that we can buy.
Because I've seen that now that the venue space has changed. Now you're actually having at the church where the June monthly meetup was actually, which I'm actually a lot happy about that because the other spaces were kind of small.
Well, I can't have it there every week. The church does have stuff going on there every once in a while, so I can't guarantee that we'll be there every time, but we'll try to be there as often as we can. The church gives us a little bit cheaper price, so it's a little cheaper to run the meetup. It allows us to have food, it allows us to have drinks, and the time is not as strict. Like, we'll say that the thing ends at 5:30, but there's no one knocking on the door at 5:30 saying, hey, it's our turn to have the room.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot more loose. It doesn't really matter as much. We could leave it 520, and that's fine. So it's just a much friendlier and more fun environment, I think. So, yeah, we're going to be there as often as we can.
I understand. I hope it stays like that for a while because when I keep on traveling too much, I find it kind of hard to get there because I take like 2 trains, and usually I get too worried. Actually, sometimes I'm a person who worries a little bit sometimes too much because I just don't want to get lost and be like, oh crap, I can't find where I need to go.
Well, I mean, in that case, Google Maps is your friend.
Yeah, I use Google Maps, but it's still sometimes kind of hard for me.
I mean, it's kind of hard to get lost in New York City. It's a perfect grid.
Yeah, well, I'm mostly not in the city. I'm mostly in the Rockaways in Bell Harbor.
But I mean, like, it's a perfect grid. If all you have to do is look at what cross street you're on, and then look at where you have to go, and then it's just like, oh, well, I have to go 5 blocks that way and 2 blocks that way. It's like, yeah. New York City is kind of awesome for that. I like that about it.
No, actually, I'm very comfortable in New York City when I travel. Like, I don't see anything that mostly bothers me. I find, like, wherever the locations where all the meetups are, I really find them very interesting because I usually never knew I would actually go to these, like, certain buildings or never actually knew anything about it.
I actually didn't find myself coming down to the city all that often until I started getting involved with this meetup group. Yeah, now I go down there every weekend.
I don't go there mostly every weekend, but sometimes I do.
Yeah. Oh, actually, another thing that the weekly episode screenings paid for was the recording device. We have we can record the episode straight from TV now. We used to have to wait for torrents to come up, just like hoping that it comes online. Maybe it'll go onto YouTube, and then it'll get ripped from there. But that's counting on other people to get it up on time, which sometimes did not happen. So we've had issues with that in the past. And now we can rip the episode straight from television ourselves, and that's kind of awesome. So that's one of the things that we were able to purchase with the extra money that we get from the group.
No, because how do you actually do that? Because I was even thinking, like, at all the meetups, I'm like, how did they get this, like, so fast? And like, not even on the internet. They're, like, getting this from some kind of source.
Well, that's the thing is the episode airs at 11:30, and we record it straight from TV.
Without the commercials, that's one thing I'm pretty surprised about.
To get the commercials out, what we do is the thing is that you have to convert the video, because when it records, it goes in what's called a variable frame rate. And that's something that most media players can't play. You have to have it in a constant frame rate. So we have to convert it with, we use Adobe Premiere for that. But the thing is that while we're opening it in Premiere, we may as well just edit the commercials out while we're doing that. So we edit all the commercials out. I'm usually the one that does that. Sometimes Bill does that. I don't know if you know Bill.
No.
So one of the two of us does that. Yeah. Sorry, there's an ant. So one of the two of us edits the video down. And one fun thing that we like to do is we like to put in an intro that is not the original intro. I'm sure you noticed that.
Yeah, you did that once with the May one, and I was not impressed.
You were not impressed?
No, the May one, when you put the G3 intro, I was like, oh God, please, no.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
that was fun.
No,
I
please.
knew people would have a good time with that one.
Yeah, I was not impressed with that. I was like, whoever just did this, I don't like what they did here. I wish it was the original intro. You?
That was me.
I'm not amused. I couldn't believe that. I was hoping you weren't doing it again this time. In the June one, I was like, if he does this again, I swear, I'm gonna walk out and just hit.
It's different every time. I always put a different one in.
I like the one that you put up for the 100 episode. That one I remember seeing on one of those like funny parody videos, actually.
Yeah, that was actually from Pony's Anthology 3.
Yeah, I knew. That's why when I was watching it, I told my friend Elijah, I was like, I know where this is from. I've seen it before. So yeah, it was so obvious. Did you watch the whole Anthology 3?
What is it?
No, I said, you watched the whole Anthology 3?
I've never watched G3, no.
No, I wasn't saying that. I said the whole Anthology 3, I meant.
Oh, Anthology, of course, yeah, definitely.
No, there was this one scene from that entire Anthology scene that video I watched, which I was cracking up the most because I got it. I don't think anyone else mostly did, but I got it the most. I was like, yes, that is exactly what I wanted to see, and I totally get the reference, and I totally get what they're talking about.
Okay.
That one just made me laugh the most.
That sounds good. Was there anything else? I actually was going to go out and get something to eat pretty soon.
Oh yeah, I mean, also I wanted to ask mostly I'm trying to think. Sorry, I just have a lot. I have blocks sometimes. I usually have a hard time saying some. Sorry, yeah, forgive me. Now also I wondered, how did you discover it?
Discover what?
Like, how did you discover that about the whole fandom itself? Like, how did you hear about it?
That was the whole thing with the little girl in the classroom, and then I found out about BronyCon afterward and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, were you first surprised at first, or no?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, but when I went to BronyCon, it was just like one of the coolest things ever, so I was like, I totally fit in with the whole group there, so yeah, it was definitely surprising when I first heard about it, but I was just happy to hear that other people liked it as much as I did.
No, me too, actually, because when I went to my first meetup, which was the season 5 premiere, actually, first I was worried that I wasn't going to, talk to anyone. I was a little shy for a second, but then throughout the years, I was like, no, everyone here likes the same thing I do, so I'm going to get along with everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's mostly the reason why I was like, but then I got so used to it. Now I'm more open. I'm more myself now. I'm not afraid to do anything as I used to.
Right.
So yeah, that's mostly it.
Okay. Well, this was fun. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Oh, it was a pleasure talking to you too. Cause I just wanted to get to know more about you actually, because I see you mostly around the meetups, but you mostly seem very quiet and mostly not that talkative.
I think you're the only person who would ever describe me that way.
Why is that?
Because I'm really talkative usually, and I'm usually all over the place.
No, because I mostly I always try to find someone to talk to, but sometimes when I'm by myself, I feel like I'm a little bit alone.
Right. Well, yeah, I guess a lot of that is just due to me having, wearing 10 hats during the thing, so I just have to run around and do all the things. Show up to more of the smaller meetups. The monthlies, I'm just running around going crazy the whole time. I have so many jobs and so many things and just all that. But the smaller meetups are where you really get to know people. And those are my favorite ones. We have the comic meetups and we have the live draws and the episode screenings. And then we have just random stuff. Sometimes people will just post a random thing and say, hey, let's do this. The July 4th meetup is coming up. These are the type of things that are they're a lot more relaxed. There's less of a production involved. So, yeah, definitely try showing up to some more of those. You'll get to know people a lot better there.
Yeah, the July 4th one is actually the one I just saw SVP not that long ago for.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, I'm going to go. I'm going to go get something to eat. But as I said, it was a pleasure talking to you. Right. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you at the next meetup.
All right, I'll be seeing you too, but not that very soon. As I don't know if I'll be able to make it to the new episode one, but I'll find out soon if I can.
Excellent. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Yep. Bye-bye.
All right. See you around, man.